The Shepnaz Podcast begins now.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Shepnaz Podcast. It is a beautiful day on release day. This is Monday, the start to your week, and I mean, what better way? What better way other than spending time directly with the Lord?
Yes.
Than spending it talking about the Lord. It's pretty good stuff.
How about that?
I know. And look, here, you just heard that voice. If you're listening and you see this face, if you're watching, a little bit different here on the Monday podcast.
Yeah.
We have another one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. I feel like I need to find a new line because now everybody's the man,
Everybody
the myth,
is
the
the
legend.
myth. Yeah.
But to me,
in their own
are.
mind.
You are the one and only Kevin Angel.
Yes.
Welcome in, Pastor
Thanks
Kevin.
be to God. There's only one of them.
Thanks be to God. Well, I'm glad that you're the only one because I love you, pal.
Well, I love you too, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here, man.
How fun.
Very glad. Well, if
Yeah.
you don't know, the routine kind of got a little bit of a schedule that we follow here on the Shepnaz Podcast. And at the beginning of the week, something that it hopefully doesn't seem repetitive because I love that we do this. So we unpack what we talked about on Sunday morning through the sermon.
Yeah.
And if you're anything like me who gets super ADD and sometimes I have a hard time taking information in.
Oh, look, squirrel.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. Well, and I'll tell you, again, ADD, let me tell you, working at the church,
Yeah.
right? And most of my time is spent on the platform. So then when I'm sitting out in the congregation listening to the message, it takes everything in me to not be like, oh, that light is buzzing,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that part of the screen looked bad, and oh, these cables need organized.
Right,
And
exactly.
So I have to be very intentional on all right, listen to the message, Zach.
Well, that's part of the reason why I sit in the second row.
Right.
Because if I sit too far back, I'm watching people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up on things. I'm seeing who's not here, who is here,
Right.
who I need to talk to, and
Yep. It's a thing.
I can't focus if I do that. So,
Yeah, it's a thing.
yeah.
But what I love about this podcast is that we get to unpack the little
Get
things.
to unpack the little things.
And especially one of the downsides to preaching on a Sunday morning is you have a short amount of time to preach, to keep people's attention.
Right.
And so this is a cool opportunity for us to really dig in and
Yeah.
talk a little bit deeper about the
Yeah.
stuff we didn't get to mention on
Yeah.
Sunday. So welcome in, bud.
Thank you.
So we're still in Galatians.
We're still in Galatians.
Still rocking through that. And we are...
This won't be quite as long as the Exodus.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty confident it won't be.
Oh man, I love it. No, I will say, I have really enjoyed this series so
Yeah,
far.
it's been good.
There's been stuff that we mentioned last week on the podcast from Rob's sermon. There was stuff in here about Abraham that never noticed before.
Right.
The covenant
Right.
happening before, the promise happening before the mark of the covenant.
Yeah.
With him and his circumcision, and just
And
it's really
and
cool.
Even the point of, he wasn't a believer.
Right.
I was like, no, because
Yeah. He believed in other gods.
everybody had to have a beginning,
Right.
right?
Right.
So we all had to have a beginning.
Yep.
So no matter so think about other people in your life that are spiritual heroes.
Right.
They all had a beginning.
Exactly.
They didn't get where they are overnight.
Right. Exactly.
So, but yeah, it is pretty daunting to go, what?
Yeah. Wait, what is happening? But that's the beauty of Scripture, man. It's living. It's
Yeah.
the living word. It still speaks
it's
to us.
powerful. And
I
Paul
love
is so awesome. I
dude.
love Paul. And
He's insane.
And Galatians is great. It's it's good stuff. And every time I see the bumper, it's you feel your heart rate increase. And,
Right.
It's just this.
Yeah. If you haven't had a chance to check it out,
You need to.
go to shepnaz.org/media and watch a sermon because that bumper, if that don't get you pumped up, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
So,
Some people are ready to braveheart it and storm the castle.
Right.
Some people are digging through, where are my pills? I need my anxiety meds.
Right.
This is, it's too much.
Right. I love it. I love it.
But it is intense. But
Yeah,
I
man.
find myself sitting there going, bobbing my head with it.
Yeah. 100%, dude.
Cool.
Get you fired up.
Fire it up.
I love it. Well,
So it's
let's
the
dig
beauty
in,
of
baby.
Galatians about this whole idea that faith that breaks the chains.
Right.
And Paul, understanding who Paul is, he's a Jewish man. He grew up with all the law. He understood all those things.
Right.
And then comes to the reality of Christ offers us more than that. And so as we walk through these early chapters, as Rob was preaching and helping us understand that the gospel is rooted completely in what what God does through
Yep.
Christ, not what we do.
We can't earn that.
And the longer I'm at this as a follower and as a pastor, and the more I look at the writings of Paul and when I think about the audience of Jesus being the Pharisees, like I don't like how much it looks like us.
Right. Oh man, yeah.
I don't like how much it's a reflection as I look. It's like looking in the mirror.
100%.
And the constant struggle with people trying to get back to something different or lean into something that I can say, well, I did that, so I'm in good shape.
Yep.
And so, Rob talking about the real gospel is this justification by faith. You can't do anything. It's not possible to do anything.
Right.
And then last week when he talked about the covenant, I mean, it's just like powerful.
Yeah.
And as we think about, the Abraham to Moses to Jesus, and then, which I thought was really beautiful, the at communion, the breaking of the bread.
Yeah.
Now, if you were in first service, Pastor Rob broke the bread.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
in half, and he had made the point that the sacrifice of these animals were split from top to bottom, and that you pass through. At the second service, he broke the bread, representing Jesus and passing through. And what a powerful connection with communion and covenant, and the fact that Jesus, the concept of cutting covenant. And just powerful.
It's funny you
powerful
point
stuff.
It's funny you point that out, because I literally was sitting in second service, and when he went to break it and ripped it from top to bottom, I felt uncomfortable. because I'm like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. But then putting it in context of what he was explaining, like, there is an uncomfortability to that. Because then you talk about how they split that animal from top to bottom. Like, that's brutal. Like, it literally paints a picture, like a brutal picture.
Well, in the imagery of the bread, like when he broke it in half, it's got a nice clean cut. But when he ripped it, it's just jagged. And just the imagery of all of that.
Yeah, it was heavy, but good.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Made perfect sense. Yeah, man.
So we're making our way into chapter 4, and when Pastor Rob said, "Okay, you have chapter 4, and if you need to, the first couple of verses of chapter 15," I'm like, "Wait a minute, dude." You want me to take this whole chapter and work it into just one message?
Yeah, it's fine, right?
Sure. I'm good. But as I look at this chapter, for me, the crux of the chapter is verse 19, and that's kind of the central focus that I spent on, and where Paul says, "My dear children, I feel as though I'm going through labor pains for you again, and they will continue until Christ is fully developed in your lives." So that was the focus throughout. And even though we talked about some other things, but this is the significance. There's a shift happening in chapter 4. So chapters 1, 2, and 3, and even kind of in the beginning of 4, Paul's talking about doctrine. He's laying it out for us. These are the things. This is a covenant. This is what happens. This is the walking between. This is the taking on. This is all these things. And then in this chapter, Paul begins to bring some application. So there's some mentoring, some pastoral leadership of this is what it looks like in your life. And so we also have to remember who his audience was. So he's talking to one audience, which is a body of believers, but he's talking about people coming from different backgrounds, but very similar background in that it's this. So his Jewish believers, they had been bound in legalism. Got to follow the laws. 10 Commandments aren't enough. We got to have the 613. We got to follow these things. We've got a nausea to make sure you're right. But he's also talking to Gentiles, pagans, who had worshipped other gods, and they had been bound in their spiritual darkness. So he's talking to people who were both bound in slavery, who have received the gospel initially, like a couple, 2-3 years before when he came through. And so they're similar. They're different, but they're similar of where their story was.
Both bound, just in different things.
Different things. And how quick are we to jump on someone because they're bound by something that we're not? oh, I can't believe. Oh, wow, my goodness.
That's
I'm like,
wild.
What about the things that you're bound to?
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that.
Oh man, I could talk about it all day. I just saw a reel on Instagram that I feel like is appropriate to share. Then I'll shut up and let you talk.
No, you're good.
But
You're good.
it was a pastor who was preaching on judgment and how we as Christians we're quick to judge other people. And,
Yeah.
It was a clip from a podcast that a guy was interviewing Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah.
And he had asked Shia LaBeouf because he was talking about his faith, and he was like, "Well, what would you do if you met Jesus?" And I won't say the words that he said, but he said, "I wouldn't say bleep." He said, "I would just kiss his feet."
Yeah.
And he started crying.
Yeah.
And the pastor was like, "I wanted to share that so bad." He's like, "But I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't because what we're all easily going to focus on is the things that he said,
right?
The language that he used." And it's like, he's on his journey. Like he's literally talking.
Right.
He is weeping, talking about the idea of meeting Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
And we're like, you said a potty word.
Right. We're missing the complete authenticity and the rawness of worship.
Yep. Because we're living in this fear of law and legalism. And it's like, I'm not sitting here advocating for cursing.
No.
But at the same time, it's like, let him talk about his moment with Jesus, man, and stop judging him.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to sit here, we won't even raise our hands in worship, but you're going to be mad at Shia LaBeouf for saying a curse word.
Well, because, we checked the box.
Right.
We've done the right kind of things.
Right. So that's my soapbox. I'm stepping off.
No,
Sorry.
and I've seen that video too.
Yeah,
and
it's so good.
It's very moving.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. It's very transparent, authentic, and
And we're so quick to judge that.
we are quick to judge that. A little sidebar here, since you took your little ADD moment, let me take mine.
Welcome to the ADD podcast.
Right? Or we may or may not get to what we are intended to talk about.
Fine. Everything's fine.
It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Years ago, I was talking with a guy. His wife attended our church.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He did not profess faith. He was an alcoholic, and he was in one of his just wasted moments, and he was a mean drunk. And she called me in desperation, and I went to talk to him. And he's dropping F-bombs. I mean, he's just all over the place.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to get my goat.
Right.
And I had things to do, places to be, and I was about done.
Yeah.
And about ready to say, I'm out of here. And I heard this voice say, I love him. Will you love him? My God, Jesus.
Do I have to?
Do I have to? And all of a sudden,
He's a hard one to love.
he's a hard one. And all of a sudden, it didn't bother me anymore.
Right.
And so, I've had encounters with people, and you have too.
Yeah.
People who are on their journey, people who are trying to figure it out.
Right.
It's okay. It'll be all right.
Right.
It'll be all right.
We are all on different parts of our journey.
Yeah.
And if we judge people who are further or not as far along as we are, we forget that we were there once too.
Yeah.
Just might look a little different.
In our tradition, we kind of said we don't think smoking is healthy for you,
Right.
although there's a lot of other things we do that aren't healthy that we haven't made an issue of.
Yeah.
And my dad
Love
said,
potlucks, but
we
hate
love the potluck, but the tacos, no. And he had this young family, young couple, just giving their lives to Jesus, so excited to be a part of the church, and they had a baby. And the following Sunday, the dad's handing out cigars to everybody, and people are like, "What are we supposed to do with this?" And my dad said, "He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Right.
Let him celebrate.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit will speak to him."
Exactly.
Anyhow, now back to our regular scheduled programming.
Sorry, I'm a derailer.
No, that's good. I mean, I'm right there with you, so
yeah.
it's good. So as we think about this chapter, Paul's coming in. He's talking about the doctrine and theology, and coming into some application.
Yeah.
And he's talking to them, and he said, God's desire for you is adoption, not slavery. And so verses 3, 4, and 5, he talks about the slaves. You were slaves to the basic spiritual principles of this world. But when the right time came, God sent his son, born of a woman, subject to law. And God sent him to buy our freedom for us who were slaves to the law, so that he could adopt us as his very own children. And it's that whole cutting the covenant with us, that he wants to free us. And in the church, we haven't been able to get away from the different ways that we are enslaved. We're enslaved to self-righteousness. We're enslaved to, if I do the right things, we're enslaved to, well, if I use the right words in the right place at the right time. If we talked in early prayer this past week, you had brought up the point, I think, about, I got to do my daily reading and make sure I did that, so then I'm in a good place. And we fall into those things. And I think what Paul's trying to tell us is when we fall into those things, we're falling right back into legalism and things that enslave. And God, through Christ, didn't free us to be enslaved.
Right.
He freed us to adopt us, that we would be sons and daughters, that we would be heirs with Jesus and have all of those kinds of things. And so it's not about just being set free. It's not about just being, well, I've been forgiven and I just go about my way.
Right.
I think I pointed out in the message, it's not like coming upon, a wild animal that's caught in something, and you see the videos all over the place of, wild animals that people are helping to get free from barbed wire fencing, or a couple of bucks, they got their antlers together, and they free them, and then off they go.
Right.
And that's not what Paul said. That's not what God is doing in Christ.
Yeah.
He's not freeing us to just, all right, go on, go about your
Be
way,
all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm freeing you from that so that it doesn't have a hold over you, that you could be adopted, and you've been freed from darkness and separation and bondage to be a child and to be in the kingdom and what God would have for us. And we do so many things hoping to earn God's approval.
Yeah.
If I just do this. We exchange shackles for robes of righteousness. We exchange guilt and shame for the family name.
Yeah.
We're called Christian because we take on the name of Christ. So as last week, the whole cutting covenant and the exchanging of names, Abram becoming Abraham, Sarai becoming Sarah, Saul becoming the Apostle Paul, where we take on the name of God, we take it on in the name of Christ.
Yeah.
We're called Christians because they were first called Christians in Antioch. I think isn't that what Acts says?
Sure.
Someone will, if it's wrong, someone will let us know.
Right.
And thank you very much.
Karen, send us an email.
But it was that identifier. We're marked. When we got married, our wives, we exchanged names. They took our names.
Right.
I have other friends where the groom took the name of the bride. But it's the same principle of that coming together. So we're exchanging guilt and shame for a name. We haven't been set free to just go about again.
Right.
We exchange those endless cycles of performance. And, we'll just do enough. We just do enough. We could just do this.
Yeah.
And we exchange that for the blessing of being called a child. We come into the house, we come into the kingdom, and we call him Abba. We call him Father. We call him Daddy. Earlier we were talking about the kids, and you talked about walking down the hall and hearing, Daddy!
Yep.
It's that intimate relationship. And so Paul says, don't fall prey to the trap.
Right.
These agitators, don't fall prey to what they're saying. They're trying to convince you they're trying to convince you to be circumcised.
Right.
And Paul says, it's missing the whole point.
Right.
That's metaphor at this point. That's not the mark.
Right.
That's not what you need to do. And you're trying to fall into this if I do these things. And so Paul moves on to say, don't return to the bondage. And we often return to the bondage because it's familiar.
Right.
Stressor points, uncomfortable, feeling alone, feeling isolated.
Yeah.
And it happens incrementally. And then we get convinced of, well, you're not spiritual enough, Zack, so you need to be committing this time. And so all right, I got my planner out, and I'm going to spend the first hour every morning. I'm going to spend it, and I'm just going to pray, and I'm just going to read my Bible. And not that those are wrong.
Right. Exactly.
But when we begin to return to the bondage of legalism, return to the bondage, if I do these things, then he'll love me.
Right. Comes back to that shame. If I don't do this, he's not going to love me.
He's not going to love me.
If I don't do my Bible study today, I'm not going to be a good Christian.
No.
Yep.
And I don't know why we have a hard time with this, and we just do.
Yeah.
God loves us, period.
Period. Yep.
He doesn't love us more.
Right.
He doesn't love us less. Paul said, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. He loved us even in our sin and separation.
Right.
He doesn't love me more now because I'm a pastor.
Right.
He doesn't love me more now because I'm in the house of God on a Sunday to worship. He doesn't love me more because I took time to read, X amount of chapters so I could read through the Bible in a year. I can't make him love me more.
Right.
But we live in such a transactional society.
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
There's always a string attached.
There's always a string attached. So that's why when we genuinely respond to love someone, they ask, what's the catch?
Right.
They don't always ask it that way, but what's the catch? Why would you do that for me? Yeah. Why would you do that? What did you want? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. I just saw a need. I wanted to help you. I just wanted to be a blessing.
Yep.
Well, I owe you one.
No, you don't.
You don't.
Yep.
You don't owe me one.
Yep.
But if at some point you ever have a desire to want to do something, that's fine. Yeah. But you don't owe me anything.
Yep.
We're so fixated in transaction, in the legalism of what do we do and how do we do. And Paul says, but if you would just allow your heart to be fully formed by Christ, that this Christ formed in you. Yeah. So that's what you need. It's less about what you're doing, and it's about who you are.
Who you are, exactly.
Your being. Rest in that. Sit back in that.
Dude, I had such a moment of that yesterday at the time of recording this with my daughter, Lark, and there was payoff for it today. So I got a text from our head of school, Jacob.
Yeah.
And it was just like, hey, dude, Lark took a tumble at recess, and she's at lunch, and she's having a hard time. Like, if you want to go see her, it might help her, right?
Yeah.
And so I went over. Normally, if I'm like stopping in to see my kid during the school day, it's not because of good things, right? Teacher's like, you need to come get this kid under control. So I literally turned the corner and I see her sitting in the lunchroom, and she just, she looks bummed. And so she came just running over, gave me this huge hug. And I was like, I heard you fell. Like, what happened? And she said, well, I was out at recess and I was climbing this thing. I probably shouldn't have been climbing it the way I was, and I fell, and it knocked the wind out of me. She's explaining everything. And at one point she goes, I shouldn't have been climbing. I'm sorry. And was like apologizing to me. Like, I know I did something I shouldn't have done, as if like she needed to apologize and receive my love. And in that moment, I'm like, I don't give a rip what you did, dude. Like, I just know you fell, and I want to be your dad.
Right.
And like hearing this and even reading through this earlier today when you sent it to me, like I was reminded of that. And I'm not saying this for a pat on the back, but it's the example of like, I just saw my kid fall.
Right.
And I know she was hurting. Like, I'm not going to sit here and punish her because she was playing on the playground, maybe not the way she should have.
Right.
Right. All I know is she was falling, she was hurting. All I want to do is love on her in that moment.
Yeah.
And there's so many times I feel like this is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
She didn't follow the playground rules, but I still love her.
Yeah.
And I still want to just scoop her up and be like, yeah, don't do that again.
Right.
You learned.
Yeah.
So,
that's powerful.
It was good.
That's powerful. And Paul's like, look, the answer to these things is to allow Christ to be formed in you. One of the commentators that I read, he said that Paul was concerned the Galatians, their compulsive time-keeping had the potential to enslave them. Easy for me to say. Because he talked about, you're following the rituals, you're following the calendars. And again, we're doing these things. We're going to go to this worship. We're going to celebrate this festival. We're going to do this kind of thing. And he went on to talk about how today we're slaves to the clock.
Yeah.
We're slaves to the calendar. We're we have all this stuff that we want to do that doesn't allow us the time to go out and love people and have intimacy with God. And we're going to add one more thing. And as a church and as pastors on staff, this was convicting to me.
Right.
Are we over-programming? Do we really need to have another this or another of that?
Right.
Where people feel like, well, if I go, I need to go. I need to be a part of it. And then I'll be good. I'll be okay.
Right.
And we can't measure our faith and our commitment by how busy we are for the kingdom.
Right.
Now, if we are in the kingdom, are we going to be involved and are we going to be doing things?
Right.
Yes.
And we should.
Right. But that, don't get it backwards.
Right.
that's an outpouring of our relationship.
Yep.
Our relationship isn't determined and built on how much we do or what we do.
Right.
And Paul said, you've been set free from that. Mm-hmm. That's not where I want you to be, but we want to try harder. We want to do a little more. I could be a little better. Mm-hmm. I won't climb on this the next time, right. And I won't get myself in this place.
Yep. And
the Apostle Paul said, stop it.
Right. Knock it off.
Stop it. Just stop. Why are you so fixated on this? Right. Stop telling these Gentile believers, you need to go do this. Mm-hmm. Stop. Yeah. Stop telling them you need to add this to your life. Stop. Just stop. You're worried about the doing, and you need to rest in the being. Mm. Don't return to what held you in bondage.
Man, that's good. That's good. And I think that's the perfect place we could pause for today.
I think so.
As much as I feel bad because I'm just loving these conversations. And we could sit here and make this a 2-hour-long episode.
But nobody wants to hear that.
Nobody wants to hear us talk that long.
Not even our moms.
No, they've proven that time and time again. But that's just all the more reason for you to join us tomorrow as we continue this conversation. If you haven't had the chance, please log on to shepnaz.org/media and watch the whole sermon. It gives you a little context of what we're talking about today. And make sure you join us tomorrow. And just be reminded, man, this is what we've been talking about all through Galatians. You cannot earn God's love. He just loves you, and there's nothing you can do that's going to make him love you any more or any less.
Right. So
rest in that, man. Rest in that. And if maybe you're on that journey and you want to take that first step, please reach out to us at podcast@shepnaz.org, and we'd love to talk to you. Have a great day.
This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.